What would you do if your own brothers betrayed you, threw you into a dark well, and left you to die? This is the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhis salam, a journey of betrayal, patience, and ultimate honor. In the blessed land of Canaan lived Prophet Yaqub alayhis salam, a noble prophet of Allah, with his many sons. Among them was the young and innocent Yusuf alayhis salam, pure at heart, graceful in character, and beloved to his father. One night, Yusuf alayhis salam saw a dream unlike any other. Excited, he rushed to his father and said, "O my father, indeed I have seen 11 stars, and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating to me." Prophet Yaqub alayhis salam, wise and understanding, realized that this was no ordinary dream. It was a sign of a great destiny. He advised his son gently, "My dear son, do not tell your dream to your brothers, for surely they may plot against you. Indeed, Shaitan is an open enemy to man." But Yusuf alayhis salam was too young to understand the depth of his father's concern. His brothers, already jealous of the love their father showed him, began whispering among themselves, "Surely, Yusuf and his brother are more beloved to our father than we are. Let us get rid of Yusuf, and then our father's attention will be ours alone." This jealousy grew darker each day, planting the seeds of betrayal. They planned something that would change Yusuf alayhis salam's life forever. The jealousy in the hearts of Yusuf alayhis salam's brothers grew like a fire that would not die. Day by day, their hatred deepened until one of them said, "Let us kill Yusuf, or cast him away to some far-off land, so that our father's love may return to us." But another brother, with a slightly softer heart, suggested, "No, do not. Kill him, throw him into a well, so that some passing caravan may pick him up." And so, their wicked plan was made. One day, they went to their father and said, "O our father, why do you not trust us with Yusuf? Send him with us tomorrow so that he may play and enjoy himself. We will surely take care of him." Prophet Yaqub alayhis salam, filled with concern, replied, "Indeed, it saddens me that you should take him. I fear that a wolf may eat him while you are careless of him." But the brothers insisted, promising his safety, until at last, their father reluctantly allowed Yusuf alayhis salam to go. When they reached far from home, their masks of brotherhood dropped. They dragged their innocent younger brother and hurled him into the depths of a dark, lonely well. His cries echoed in the silence, but no one came to his aid. That night, the brothers returned with false tears and a shirt stained with animal blood. They cried out, "O our father, we went racing, and we left Yusuf by our belongings, and a wolf devoured him. And you will not believe us, even though we are telling the truth." Prophet Yaqub alayhis salam looked at them, at their false tears, at the false blood. His heart ached with grief, but his wisdom saw the truth. He raised his eyes and said, "Rather, your souls have enticed you to something evil. So patience is most fitting, and Allah is the one whose help is sought against what you describe." Meanwhile, in the darkness of that lonely well, Yusuf alayhis salam was not forgotten. Allah had a plan for him, a destiny far greater than his brothers could ever imagine. Soon, a caravan of travelers passed by. One of them lowered a bucket into the well, and to his surprise, he found a beautiful boy clinging to it with joy. They pulled Yusuf alayhis salam and decided to take him to Egypt, where they would sell him as a slave. From the love of his father's home to the cruelty of betrayal, Yusuf alayhis salam was now a stranger in a foreign land. Yet Allah's mercy was with him at every step. The caravan that rescued Yusuf alayhis salam from the well carried him to Egypt. There, they sold him cheaply in the marketplace, as though he were of little worth. But in the eyes of Allah, Yusuf alayhis salam was more precious than gold. He was bought by a man of authority, known as Aziz, a high official of Egypt. Aziz said to his wife, "Take good care of him. Perhaps he may benefit us, or we may adopt him as a son." And so, Yusuf alayhis salam grew up in a new home, away from his father and family. but under the watchful care of Allah. As the years passed, he became a man of striking beauty, honesty, and noble character. But with beauty came a severe test. The wife of Aziz, overcome by desire, tried to tempt Yusuf Aleyhis Salam. She locked the doors and said, "Come to me." Yusuf Aleyhis Salam, a prophet of purity, replied with firm faith, "I seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, my master has been good to me. Surely, wrongdoers never succeed." He rushed towards the door to escape, but she ran after him, grabbing his shirt, tearing it from behind. At that moment, Aziz himself appeared at the door. She tried to cover her guilt by accusing Yusuf Aleyhis Salam, saying, "What is the punishment for one who intended evil for your wife, except that he be imprisoned or punished severely?" But Allah made the truth clear. A witness testified that if Yusuf's shirt was torn from the front, then she was speaking the truth, but if it was torn from the back, then Yusuf was innocent. And indeed, the shirt was torn from the back. Still, whispers spread across the city. Women began gossiping about the wife of Aziz, saying, "The wife of Aziz is in love with her servant. She has lost her senses over him." In her pride, she invited those women to her palace. She gave them fruit and knives, and then called Yusuf Aleyhis Salam to enter. When they saw him, they were stunned by his beauty and, without realizing, cut their hands. They exclaimed, "This is no mortal. This is none other than a noble angel." The wife of Aziz declared boldly, "This is the one for whom you blame me. I did try to tempt him, but he refused. If he does not do as I command, he shall surely be imprisoned." But Yusuf Aleyhis Salam, choosing the purity of faith over the temptations of sin, raised his hands to Allah and prayed, "My Lord, prison is dearer to me than that to which they invite me. And if you do not turn their plot away from me, I might incline towards them and be of the ignorant." And so, by Allah's will, Yusuf Aleyhis Salam was cast into prison, not because of guilt, but because of his innocence. Little did the people know, this prison would become the next chapter of his mission, and a doorway to honor. The heavy doors of the prison closed behind Prophet Yusuf Aleyhis Salam, from the comfort of his father's home to the treachery of his brothers, and now the injustice of prison. His life seemed to be a chain of trials. But Yusuf Aleyhis Salam did not lose hope. He carried patience in his heart and the remembrance of Allah on his tongue. Soon, his noble character became clear even to the prisoners. They noticed his kindness, his honesty, and the calmness in his face. Among them were two young men who had seen strange dreams. One of them said, "I saw myself pressing wine." The other said, "I saw myself carrying bread on my head, and birds were eating from it." They turned to Yusuf Aleyhis Salam and said, "Tell us the meaning of these dreams, for surely we see you as a man of goodness." Before explaining their dreams, Yusuf Aleyhis Salam seized the moment to guide them. "No food will come to you, but that I will inform you of its interpretation before it arrives. This is from what my Lord has taught me. Indeed, I have left the way of people who do not believe in Allah. I follow the way of my forefathers, Ibrahim, Ishaq, and Yaqub alayhimus salam. It is not for us to associate anything with Allah. This is the grace of Allah, yet most people are not grateful." Then, with wisdom and clarity, he explained their dreams. To the first man, he said, "You will be the one to serve wine for your master." To the second, he said, "You will be crucified, and birds will eat from your head." And then Yusuf Aleyhis Salam added to the one he knew would survive, "Mention me to your master." But when the man was freed, he forgot. Years passed, and Yusuf Aleyhis Salam remained in prison, patient and steadfast, never losing faith. Then, one day, the king of Egypt himself saw a dream that no one could interpret. He dreamt of 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean cows, and 7 green ears of grain alongside 7 dry ones. Confused, the king sought answers. It was then that the freed prisoner remembered Yusuf Aleyhis Salam. He rushed to the king and said, "I will tell you its interpretation." Send me to the man in prison." He came to Yusuf alayhis salam and described the king's dream. With wisdom given by Allah, Yusuf alayhis salam explained, "You will plant for 7 years continuously. What you harvest, leave it in its ears, except a little you eat. Then will come 7 years of hardship, which will consume what you stored, except a little you save. Then will come a year of rain, in which people will press juice." The man returned to the king with this powerful interpretation. The king was amazed and said, "Bring him to me." But Yusuf alayhis salam refused to leave prison until his innocence was made clear. He said, "Go back to your master and ask him about the women who cut their hands. Surely, my lord knows well their plot." The truth was revealed. The wife of Aziz herself confessed, "Now the truth has come to light. It was I who sought to tempt him, but indeed, he is of the truthful." At last, Yusuf alayhis salam was set free, not as a prisoner, but as a man honored by Allah, recognized by the king, and destined for leadership when the truth became clear, and the honor of Yusuf alayhis salam was restored. The king of Egypt called him and said, "You are today established in our presence, trusted and honored. What position do you choose for yourself?" With wisdom and humility, Yusuf alayhis salam replied, "Appoint me over the storehouses of the land. Indeed, I am a knowledgeable guardian." The king accepted, and so, the boy once betrayed and sold as a slave was now raised to one of the highest positions in Egypt. By the will of Allah, Yusuf alayhis salam was made responsible for the nation's wealth and resources. Years of prosperity passed, followed by the years of famine that Yusuf alayhis salam had foretold. Because of his wise planning, Egypt was safe, while other lands suffered. People from faraway regions began coming to Egypt to seek food. Among those who came were the very brothers who had once thrown Yusuf alayhis salam into the well. They entered his court, but did not recognize him. Yet Yusuf alayhis salam recognized them immediately. He gave them food, but in his heart, he knew this was the moment Allah had destined. He tested them gently, and later revealed himself. "Do you know what you did to Yusuf and his brother when you were ignorant, shocked and ashamed?" They said, "Are you indeed Yusuf?" He replied, "I am Yusuf, and this is my brother. Allah has indeed been gracious to us. Surely, whoever fears Allah and is patient, then indeed, Allah does not let the reward of the doers of good go to waste." His brothers bowed their heads, regretful and humbled. They pleaded, "By Allah, Allah has truly preferred you over us, and indeed we were sinners." And with a heart full of mercy, Yusuf alayhis salam forgave them. "No blame will there be upon you today. May Allah forgive you, and He is the most merciful of the merciful." Finally, Yusuf alayhis salam sent for his parents. Prophet Yaqub alayhis salam, who had wept 4 years in grief, was reunited with his beloved son. When the family entered Egypt, Yusuf alayhis salam met his parents upon the throne, and they all bowed before him in respect, just as he had once seen in his dream. At that moment, Yusuf alayhis salam turned to his Lord and said, "O my Lord, you have given me authority and taught me the interpretation of dreams. Creator of the heavens and the earth, you are my protector in this world and the hereafter. Cause me to die as a Muslim and join me with the righteous." And thus, the dream of Yusuf alayhis salam was fulfilled. A journey that began with betrayal and pain ended in honor, forgiveness, and the mercy of Allah.